Hey guys, this is Caitlin from Goddess Gatherings, and today we are going to talk about the new moon in Aries that is happening on the 21st of March, which should just be in about 2 days from when I release this. Today is going to be a little bit different than the previous videos that we've done because today is going to be a pick a card. So let's take a second to go over your options. So option number one is going to be this clear quartz. It's beautiful, just a simple little raw clear quartz. So that's option number one. Option number two is going to be this fossilized wood. It's a little chunky boy, but look at how pretty it is. It's got lots of like natural hues. It's very red, a little streak of like gold and dark brown. It's very heavy. That's option number two. And then option number three is a little fossilized seashell. I like to use this when I meditate. I have two of them and I hold them in my palms. So cool little fossilized seashell for option number three. I can count. Yeah. Okay, so hopefully you know which option is best for you and what resonates the best for you. Sorry, my house is a little dark. I don't get a lot of direct light. But let's get at it. So if you chose option number one, it's for you, little clear quartz. We're finding out what the new moon in Aries is bringing us. So we're going to start off with the white Numen deck. Probably should have like pre-shuffled these or like pre-selected my piles, but this felt better. Oh God. Oh, you already have cards jumping out. Okay, what jumped? Ooh, three cards. Three cards right off the bat. Let's see if we can get this a little bit brighter. There we go. I'll be a little washed out, but whatever. I'd rather you see the cards. So the first few cards that jumped out, we've got the Nine of Swords. Okay. We have the Queen of Swords. And then the Eight of Swords. So obviously you guys are very airy. You're very in your head. You're very cerebral right now. So the Nine of Swords always kind of sticks to me as like a two in your head to be able to feel your intuition, and it's not quite restful even though you're laying down. The Queen of Swords is very in tune with her intelligence and knows how to use it to get what she wants. But then the Eight of Swords is letting me know that unfortunately you don't believe in yourself. Maybe that's why you have so much anxiety. Oh, wow. So, let's see what else is going to happen for you. Sorry, I've got some tea. It's 50 degrees in Austin, and I'm cold, despite wearing a short sleeve. I'm cold. So, what else do we have? Guides for pile number one. What does this new moon in Aries hold for them? What can I tell them? How can we overcome this anxiety? Why are you all so stuck in your heads? What are you worried about? See what your guides have to say. Okay. Five of Cups. That's why you've had past issues that broke your heart and you're trying to avoid those. The Six of Wands in reverse. Show it to you right side up too. Okay. So you were hoping you were going to have some recognition, but you didn't. And then the Queen of Wands. So it's made it a little bit hard to balance your emotions and to have that kind of emotional stability that you've been craving. Wow, it is dark. Hold on just a moment for me. I'm going to turn on a light or something. It's too dark even for me. Okay, I'm back. I turned on a few lights. Now it's not as dark in my house, even though I'm sad I don't have as much natural light. So, you're so in your head because you've worked really hard in the past because you are intelligent. You're really intelligent, probably too intelligent. I need you to back off. Too smart for your own good. It's kind of the vibe that I'm getting here. And Despite your hard work, you don't believe in yourself. Despite your intelligence, you don't have faith in yourself because every time you work hard, nobody acknowledges it. And of course, having that happen time and time again, it's made you start doubting yourself. You didn't get that recognition that you thought you were going to get, that you deserve to receive. And that's made it hard to put your hope in anything, really. And that's pretty fucking fair. So, okay. So whatever happens this new moon is going to help you overcome it. There's no way. There's no way that this is going to continue. It's Aries. Aries doesn't stand for that shit. Okay, so now we're switching to the... Oh, shoot, I forgot the name of this deck. Oh, I forgot. The Modern Witch Tarot. That's the name of this deck. I like this deck because it's like honestly, it's like a sassy therapist. It's what I use for myself anytime I just really need to get beat over the head with something. Okay, so how are we going to overcome this? How are we going to overcome this? I feel so bad for you guys. I feel like I have so many friends who are like you. It's like you work so hard to be so smart and learn your materials and be the master of your trade, but nobody wants to fucking recognize it because they're all too stuck in their own ego. They don't want to recognize that someone could produce something better than what they've produced. And it's just not realistic. That's why a company exists. If one person could do it all, then they would, but we can't. So we have employees and we have coworkers and we need to recognize their talents and skills and hard work, but they aren't doing that for you. Okay. Last shuffle. Okay. So we had to have a card pop out earlier. It was the Empress. We love her. We've got the Two of Cups. We love that. The Eight of Cups. So we've got Swords and Cups. And the Sun. We love that. That's a good place to end for that. So the Empress, she's all about receptivity. She's all about abundance. She's all about manifesting your desires and your dreams, right? She is opulent. She is amazing, beautiful, alluring. People just naturally want to give to her. And she's okay with that. She lets that river flow, that river of abundance in her life. She lets it flow and she embraces it. She scoops her hands in that water and just takes a big, long, deep drink. And that's what I need you to do. I'm feeling that someone's going to start wanting to give things to you. Probably, a romantic partner. If not, a very well-balanced friendship. Personally, the Two of Cups, to me, is a more romantic card than even the Lovers, just because it is so divinely balanced, the way that you give to each other. And it may be that you gave to this person in the past and they weren't in the position to give back, but now they are. Actually, that's the exact vibe that this is. Now they are, and they want to return the same energy that you gave to them. It may be that you presented them with a new opportunity to go somewhere that they wanted to go. And I feel like that's what they're doing for you. It's like, it feels very Kickstarter vibes. Like maybe you helped them when they were in a tough time because they were trying to work towards something. All of this does honestly feel very job related. Swords are your intellect and your wisdom. And this feels like it's the wisdom that you're putting towards your job, the hard work that you're putting towards your job. So if there's anybody that you know, anybody that like you really get along with, that you've helped out in the past, and maybe they're starting their own business, I feel like they're going to be reaching out to you. Make sure your LinkedIn is updated. Make sure you've got your phone charged. That feels right. Make sure you have that ringer on. I mean, honestly, if you miss their call, they're not going to be upset, but like you can just call them back. But just pay attention to the ways in which you receive messages. Check your requests in your DM, because it may be that they got a new phone and they don't have your phone number anymore. I really, really need you to keep an eye on those requests in your DMs and Instagram, okay? That might be the only way that they have to contact you. And they're going to present you an opportunity to leave, to take your knowledge, to go somewhere else. And that's really going to be abundant for you. So we've got the Sun here. The Sun is all about being playful. It's not the Leo card, but the Sun in astrology is associated with Leo. And so it is the card of abundance, creativity, vivaciousness, your relationship with children, being childlike yourself, just having fun and enjoying your life and being able to express yourself. And this person is really going to come along and present you an opportunity. And where you are now doesn't appreciate you without even having your work, without even seeing you in that environment. This person appreciates you. They don't even want to look at your resume. They're just like, come with me. Come with me. We're going to do great things. I've got my feet on the ground now. Let's go. So that's great. I need to actually take a drink of my tea. It's a really good tea. It's a black papaya tea. Okay, and now we're going to go with the goddess gatherings, and I have a goddess deck. Woohoo! Sorry, that was a little silly moment. Sorry, a leaf fluttered outside. I'm sitting right in front of my patio door. A leaf fluttered outside, but it was really big and it scared me. Okay, so what goddess energy does pile number 1 need to embody during this journey? I try and do it like word side up because I'll be influenced if I see the pictures, but the words move too fast for me to be influenced. Okay, what is group number 1? Who do they need to embody? What energy do they need as they go through this journey? Okay, last one. Ooh, the Sphinx. The Sphinx. She's a very dark card. Kind of hard to see her. So, the Sphinx is an ancient moon goddess, the goddess of birth and death. Part animal, part human, she remains connected to her deep instinctual nature. Most stories emphasize her aspects as a death goddess who carries the dead to the underworld. Often portrayed as a lion. I'm sorry, what was that? Lion energy right here? The sun. She shares in the solar and regal symbolism of that animal. Her role as an oracular deity given to enigma and riddles, very fun, very childlike, points to her as a keeper of the great mystery, a symbol of strength, wisdom, and royal power. I'm sorry, strength and wisdom. All those swords you got, that's you. And royal power, you have the Empress and the Queen of Cups. I'm sorry, I'm being something today. She reminds us that nothing comes to creation without some destruction, and that sometimes to solve a mystery, we must enter the darkness. This image reminds us that there is beauty even in the heart of that which terrifies, which I would say honestly is you as you are now. You are in a terrified state. Just because you don't trust yourself, you're in the dark, in the darkness of your mind instead of being in the warmth of your heart. So I'm really excited for you, pile number 1. I think that this is going to be a really juicy, vibey little Aries new moon for you. I think the energy is going to be fantastic, and you're on your way to something better. So I don't even think, I know you're on your way to something better. So if it resonated, leave me a message down below. Hiccups? What am I releasing? What are you releasing? Leave me a message down below. Let me know what you think. Leave me a little sun emoji. I think most of us have a little sun emoji. I want you to doodle suns. Even better if you can doodle suns, like with the little sunglasses. That makes me happy. And I'll see you next time. Okay, guys. This is for pile number 2. If you chose the petrified wood. So, great. I also use this one for meditating. We love wood. We love earth. Very grounding. So, what do you need to know about the new moon in Aries that's happening on Tuesday, the 21st of March? I went ahead, already shuffled, already drew your cards, so they're just sitting here and waiting for us. So, the first 3 we have is the King of Cups, the 7 of Swords in reverse, and the 9 of Swords. So a mix of cups and swords, a mix of water and air, our feelings and our mind, right? So the King of Cups, he's very regal. I'll show him to you. I love him. He also feels very wise. He's just like, yes, I've been around for millions of years and I'm used to this. I don't know what that face was. But very regal. I love all these little fishies coming up to greet him like, whoa, it's the king. And his cup is literally running over. I love this for you. So, Is this you? Is your emotional cup running over? I'm not quite sure, and this is why. That Seven of Swords and the Nine of Swords are a little concerning. Now, the Seven of Swords is in reverse, which is typically how I like to see it. I'll show it to you right side up. But he's about to get his head chopped off. He was. I feel like you just narrowly missed something. I feel like you just narrowly missed a very, like, mentally exhausting endeavor. Ooh, or maybe you're getting out of a mentally exhausting endeavor. Ooh, I'm sorry. I keep hitting my table here because I can't sit still. Who would guess? Sorry, the who would guess because I'm ADHD. Anyway, so I feel like you're just now getting out of like a very mentally stressful situation in which you felt like you were about to lose your head. Ooh, is that anger? Were you angry? You're about to pop off? Interesting. Okay, we'll see if this comes up later. And then we're followed by the Nine of Swords. So even though you're out of the situation, you still doubt yourself, right? You're still worried. And even though you're laying down, you're not resting. It's that like, it's like when you go to bed and you're laying in bed and you're like, okay, brain, turn off. And your brain is like, do you remember this awkward thing that you did? Well, what about this awkward thing? What about that awkward thing? And you just can't stop, right? That's the vibe that this has. So our cup is overflowing. You're in a good situation, but you just can't stop replaying where you were before. It's still probably too fresh. So how do we move on from this? How do we heal from this? We're moving into the Devil card. So we've got also just a second. This is the White Numen deck. It's beautiful. It's lovely. I'll link it. And then this next deck that I'm moving towards will probably look pretty familiar. It is the Modern Witch Tarot deck. Oh, wait, no, this is still the White Numen. My brain. Modern Witch Tarot deck. Here we go. So we still have one more card, that being said. Just roll with me, guys. I'm human. So after the Nine of Swords, we have the Devil. He's one of my faves. Now, we do have them in reverse. I'll show them to you right side up. I love this devil. Look at him. He's got a black eye, and he just looks like a cheeky motherfucker. I feel like often the devil is represented as a very physically imposing character. This devil is not. This devil feels very trickster-y. He feels like the black eye that he got was because he teased a little too far and had to pay for the consequences of his actions. And with him in reverse, knowing that you just barely nicked by and kept your head, it makes me think that maybe this was you at some point. Maybe this was a hard lesson that you learned not to tease, not to prod, not to poke people. So I feel like you're kind of coming out of that. Don't do that. I know you're smart. I know you know more than you should. I know that people probably tell you more than you should, and then they also probably turn around and don't appreciate that they just told you all their secrets, and then they try and treat you like shit. But learn the level to poke the bear, because they're not stable enough. They're not intelligent enough to recognize that you could destroy them, but you're just too polite to do so. Do you have some neurospicy tendencies? Are you neurospicy? Feels right. I bet you are. I bet you are. So now moving into the Modern Witch Tarot. This reading is unhinged, y'all. I've got the Eight of Swords. I'm going to show them to you right side up. You got it in reverse. Eight of Swords. We've got the Six of Wands, the Six of Cups. Look at that. The Knight of Swords, the Chariot, and then the Queen of Swords. So we're keeping with that cerebral energy, but we're bringing some action and some change into it. So the Eight of Swords to me is always read as the self-limiting beliefs. You don't understand how strong you are and how intelligent you are. Now you do. Now you do. Look at you. You need to believe in yourself. And once you believe in yourself, that's when you get that recognition. And here's the thing is I feel like you might already be getting it, but because you don't believe in yourself, because you're still so anxious from that last experience, you don't trust it, which is fair. That's how we stay alive as humans, is pattern recognition. So I need you to believe in yourself. I need you to listen when people compliment you, because people don't compliment you for no reason. Now, they might do it for other people to feed their ego, but that's not a thing that you need. You don't need your backs, like, padded. You don't need someone to gas you up for no reason. Like, you won't do anything extra for that person. You're not that kind of person. And people know it. And that's not in a bad way. But they know that you're an honorable person. So if they gas you up, it's because they truly believe in what they're saying. And you need to believe in it too. So we've got the Six of Cups in reverse. I think you're going to be receiving a gift sometime soon. Followed by the Knight of Swords. Once again, we're charging into battle, but you're resting. Oh, you have the gift of rest coming your way. We like that. Because you're tired. And even though with this Nine of Swords here, even though you're laying down on the bed, you're not sleeping, you're not closing your eyes. So maybe now that you've started realizing, if you can really truly listen to those compliments, if you can really truly just soak them in, it will ease some of that mental worry that you have, some of that mental burden that you have. And I think you might also just be in a better environment where people understand you a little bit more. Now, despite your rest, you are going to be moving forward. That Chariot is always about forward movement, but it's very balanced. I feel like previously you didn't have that balance moving forward, and that kind of pushed you into that devil position that you were previously, because you felt like you had to defend yourself, because where you were was unbalanced. It was unhinged. And your guides are really, really supportive. Your guides are really, really supportive on this journey. They're leading you through where you're going, and that's going to end up turning you into the Queen of Swords, who I love. The Queen of Swords, she gets the respect. She knows she's intelligent. She knows that she's fierce. She knows how to cut people down, but she decides not to. And honestly, she's a queen. People respect her, right? I feel like you're going into a situation, or will eventually be in a situation, where you are respected as the Queen of Swords is. And I feel like people aren't going to test you. Rested movement. That leads to respect. I'm excited for what's going to happen for you. And then we've got one last card. It is a Goddess Oracle deck. If I can pick it up off my little table. And here's the art. It is Minerva. So, although Minerva, the Roman goddess of war and wisdom, is usually portrayed as the equivalent of the Greek goddess Athena, she was originally an Etruscan goddess of dawn. She is revered as the goddess of wisdom. It's you. The goddess of wisdom, for the light of dawn typifies knowledge. She guides heroes in war and is the patroness of all arts, craft, guilds, and medicines. Called by Ovid, the goddess of 1,000 works, she was the inventor of musical instruments, numbers, and many crafts, including weaving. The serpent and the owl were sacred to her. Do we have either of those? Not at the moment. That's okay, though. The serpent and the owl were sacred to her. The serpent is an emblem of life energy and the creative impulse. The owl is a symbol of death and wisdom, and thus Minerva, a goddess of dawn and wisdom, is also a goddess of death and transformation. Minerva is an incarnation of wisdom in human form and an affirmation that we can use our knowledge and wisdom in the pursuit of any goal we choose. So, your guides really want you to trust yourself. They really want you to embrace your intelligence. And I feel like really the struggle that you're having here is not being so anxious because you're worried that you're going to be put in that tough situation again. And finding the balance between standing up for yourself and popping off. And honestly, that is something that I struggle with myself. It's very difficult for me to, in the moment, correct someone when they have overstepped without just being like, well, fuck you. Like, fuck you. And people don't respond well to that. So often I have to take a second to calm myself down, and come back to them later in the workday or later in that day or later in that week and be like, hey, you did that and I really did not appreciate it. This is how it felt to me. This is how it made me feel. And I would appreciate it if it never happens again. And let me tell you, there's something about being a grown-ass adult and telling someone the exact words, you hurt my feelings. They are not prepared for it. And it takes a lot of vulnerability in order to say, you hurt my feelings. But it's almost, I don't want to sound like an asshole, it's kind of a power move. Because you can be that straightforward. People are taken aback. And they're like, wow, if this person who can just come up here and say this, if they can do that, then, oh, I fucked up. And not everybody's going to be like that, because some people are just assholes. But a lot of people will respect you more for being that straightforward and confronting them without popping off. They're really going to respect you a lot more, and they probably won't trespass again. Big Queen of Swords vibes, right? So take a second. When these things happen, people appreciate you. They are acknowledging you now. Maybe previously they weren't. You just need to acknowledge yourself, and those gifts will come your way. And part of the gifts is balanced self. So thanks for listening. If it resonated, let me know. Leave a little, what kind of emoji do we want to leave? Leave a little sword emoji down in the comments and let me know what you think. Please remember that you can always book your own personal reading on my website. My link is, of course, in my little account, venusblooms.com. And I look forward to seeing you for the next video. Bye. Pile number 3 with this cute little fossilized seashell. I'm actually not 100% that that's what this is, but like, I don't know what else it could be. The crystal shop that I got it from didn't have any labels, and it was $2, and it just felt right. So what are you gonna do? If you know what it is, if it's not a fossilized seashell, let me know in the comments. So what do you need to know about this Aries new moon happening on March 21st? So right off the bat, we've got the Knight of Pentacles, the 5 of Pentacles, the 9 of Pentacles. It's all health, wealth, and happiness for you. And then the Black Numen. So you have this really interesting balance between like good turbulence. Like, what's going on here? So, and I should mention that this is the White Numen deck. It's beautiful. I love it. It's not even my normal style, but I just had to have it. So Pentacles are our health, wealth, and happiness. They are our earthly body, our earthly needs, and of course the element of earth. What a surprise, what a twist. You know, what I get from here is, oh, this is a lot more straightforward than I thought it was. The Knight of Pentacles is all about hard work and dedication, right? Like, knights work hard, and nobody works harder than the Knight of Pentacles. They work their little booty off. And what you're doing is you're working your butt off to get out of a place of struggle. Because look at this poor little 5 of Pentacles. She is just freezing in the little cold, doesn't have the resources she needs. And to be honest, that's been you for a really long time. And you're working to get out of it, which, like, one, congrats. Very proud of you for the work that you've done. If nobody has told you, I will tell you. I'm proud. I know you're working hard. Because your work is gonna pay off. Look at that 9 of Pentacles. She is luxurious. She's also intelligent, because she's surrounded by these little ravens, right? And what's interesting is often the 9 of Pentacles doesn't have birds. So I know that your intelligence is a really big part of this. And birds are always messengers, right? So it makes me think that you're also good about listening when you need to. You take advice really to heart, and you're able to discern between what is good advice and what is bad advice, which is very difficult, right? Because even though people mean well, they might not know the best information. There we go. And interestingly enough, that's followed by the Black Numen. Now, obviously, this is not a normal tarot card. With the White Numen deck, the artist decided to have a little fun and create their own additional 2 cards. What an interesting way to gesture too. They decided to make their own 2 cards, and one of them is the Black Numen. Now, typically I'd be a little bit worried about the Black Numen coming up, because it is kind of the destruction of the old. It's the destruction of kind of old systems, old ways of life. But I think this is the destruction of your poverty. This is the destruction of the situation that you've been trying to escape and you moving forward. Now, funnily enough, we're switching decks and we're switching to the Modern Witch Tarot. Very amazing, inclusive tarot deck. And what's the first card we got? the freaking Knight of Pentacles again. You got it in the same position in a different deck. How fucking amazing. So once again, we're talking about that hard work. Now with the Seven of Swords, you're escaping some situation. You are taking your knowledge and getting the heck out because you know it's not where you're meant to be. Then we're followed by the Justice card in reverse and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And the reason why you're leaving this place, the reason why, and I feel like this really well correlates with the Black Numen. The reason why you're leaving this place and you're working so hard to leave is because it's not balanced, right? You're just constantly put in positions that are unfair and no one is really able to help you or willing to help you is really the vibe that I'm getting here. So you're helping yourself. That's why you're working so hard. You're working so hard. You got the Knight of Pentacles twice. You know that you deserve better. So you are seeking better and you are creating better for yourself. And I love that for you. And then the Wheel of Fortune is exactly what it sounds like. It is in reverse, but to me, the Wheel of Fortune always has the same message upside down or right side up, especially with these cards following it, or I mean preceding it. The Wheel of Fortune is saying that it is time for the wind to blow and push you forward. I feel like you've been walking against the wind uphill, working your little booty off, and now I feel like the tides are turning and you're going to be pushed forward along your path. And your guides are just really freaking pumped for you. They recognize how hard you've been working. And I also get the sense that you're working past a lot of like generational trauma that's been passed down in your family. You're probably someone who is doing something that their family has never done before. And as a result, you're probably not getting the support that you had hoped. To you, you're like, I'm working so hard to do something new to make sure that my family can thrive and that we go to even greater heights. And your family probably thinks you're snooty and you're not. Probably is the vibe of like, oh, what's so wrong with being a plumber? What's so wrong with being a logger? And I get the sense that you're maybe doing something a little bit more computer-based, a little bit more techie, and you're not judging them. It's just, you know, we all have our own insecurities, and we all have our own issues, and unfortunately, they're just not able to see straight enough to support you the way that you need to be supported. I'm gonna take a drink of tea. Okay, now let's get to our last card. This is a Goddess Oracle deck. Goddess Gatherings with a Goddess Oracle deck. Who would have thought? Okay. What energy do you need to embody as you go through this new moon? What does group number 3 need to know? What does group number 3 need to know? Okay. What energy do you need to embody as you go through this new moon? What does group number 3 need to know? What does group number 3 need to know? Let's find out. Last little shuffle. Okay. I like to close my eyes because this has both the names of the goddesses and pretty art. So if I close my eyes, then I won't be influenced. So on top is Gaia. Okay, and the card that we have on top is Gaia. So, here we go. Here. Whoop. Where's her face? Oh, the whole thing is her face. It's kind of hard to make out, but Gaia. So, Gaia existed before everything. She existed before time. The Wheel of Fortune is also known as the Wheel of Time. Gaia, the eternal, prehistoric Earth Mother Goddess, is fertility incarnate, moist, mysterious, strong. She is life energy itself. Everything that lives, breathing or not, overflows with her life. She is the earth and all the powers of the earth. Gaia is not always a consoling goddess, standing for life and generation without thought of consequence. She has an energy and a power that must be approached carefully. All bodies eventually return to her and to the black, fertile earth to be devoured and to receive her life to live again. As a goddess of the soul, Gaia reminds us that the soul develops in dark places and that ultimately soul must be rooted in body in earth. She is a reminder that we must ground ourselves in the reality of nature and incorporate all sides of ourselves, be they pleasant, unpleasant, light, or dark. And this really, to me, speaks to the Black Numen. Look at how heavy and dark this card is, right? And it's about the destruction of things. But you're destroying one part of yourself so that another, not one part of yourself, sorry. You're destroying, part of your life so that you can flourish, so that you can grow again. You're destroying your old ways, your old ways of living, and that's going to create a really fertile soil of knowledge so that you can build and grow upon that.